Hello, my most amazing artists. Today we watched a read aloud of the story Leaf Man. And in this book by Louise Ayler, there are some really awesome pictures that use collage. Collage is where you use your scissors and glue, and you cut things out and you glue them together in new ways to make something new. I love the illustrations in this book because first off, the pages aren't your normal kind of pages. They're kind of different and they're layered together, and they use different colors of leaves to make pictures in them. I just love how they made this little chicken here. Isn't that cute? Such an awesome book. So today we're gonna make a home for Leaf Man using collage. So we'll be using scissors. Now don't get yours out yet, just watch. And you'll be using two different kinds of glue, a glue stick, and I've got this really handy glue holder for liquid glue, okay? So we're gonna use both of these kinds of glue today. I'm gonna show you how. And then we're also going to be using some paper. So we'll be using construction paper for our background, and you'll get to choose what color you want to use. And then we'll have some trays of scrap papers as well. All right, so we're making a home for Leaf Man. That means we're making a tree. Okay, so first off, the first step is going to be your guest teacher will have you pick out a colored paper, okay? So let's see here. I'm going to do brown, okay? Now, if you get a dark colored paper, you're going to want to use a white colored pencil to write your name with. And if you get a lighter color, this brown's kind of in between, so I could do both, either one. Use a pencil to write your name with, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take you on down and we're gonna get started here. Okay, so on the back, I'm writing my name. That way I know whose work it is. There we go, flip it over. And then we're gonna jump right into our scrap papers here. And I'm going to pull out a piece of newsprint, newspaper, okay? There we go. And then we're going to make it look like a tree trunk. So this one I feel like is kind of too long. It takes up my whole thing. I'll be using my scissors to trim it down just a little bit. I'm gonna make it skinnier at the top. There we go. So there is the middle part of my tree trunk. And then I'm gonna add some branches coming off of it. So I'll cut some branches from that piece of newsprint, and I'm going to lay them on my paper. There we go, like that. Nice. Now, I haven't glued anything down just yet, but I'm gonna get my leaves, or excuse me, my branches put the way I want, and then I'll glue them down. There we go. I think I'm gonna do that. Now, for your tree trunk, you're going to be using a glue stick. So when we open up a glue stick, make sure that you only twist it a little bit. You don't need very much. And we're going to go ahead and move these pieces and apply glue on the back, all around the edges and a little bit down the middle too. And when you put it on your paper, please count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Next piece, all around the edges and in the middle. Now don't worry, if you get a little glue on your background paper, it will disappear. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready to learn how to do some leaves. I'm gonna show you some different ways to cut out your leaves, okay? Because we wanna have some leaf friends for our Leaf Man home. Let's go ahead and put our glue sticks away. When we're done, we're going to twist it back down into its home and then listen for that click. Yeah, got it, very good. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take a couple of colors of paper that we wanna use. I'm gonna do this bright green and red and purple. There we go, and maybe this dark green too. Now this is a big dark green piece, so I'm just gonna tear a little piece off. There we go. Okay, so there's a couple of ways that you could make your leaves when we're making collage. So you can use your fingers and just tear leaves. We wanna make some smaller leaf shapes. So you could tear them. And I think that's what I'll do with my dark green here. So I'm gonna tear some leaves. I'm just gonna place them on my paper where I might want to glue them down. Kind of have some fun moving them around. That's part of the fun of collage. You get to decide where you're going to put things. There we go. And then another way that you can make, oh, you know what? I'm gonna make some for the ground too, because they're kind of like falling down. That's how Leaf Man got out on his grand adventure. He had to fall off the tree. There we go. I'm gonna put some down on the ground too. Now, another way that you can create with collage is you could take your scissors and just cut. I'm gonna cut some different shapes of leaves to glue down. Okay. Some fun shapes. There we go. I'm gonna put some down on the ground too. Okay, another way that you could make some leaves, ta-da, is you could take your paper and you could fold it like that, a little fold. Okay, then when you cut, it makes more than one leaf at a time. So that's kind of a speedy way to do it. Another way is to fold your paper, and then instead of cutting in the middle, cut along the side that's folded. Watch this. And then when I open up that fold, it's the same on both sides. I made a heart. That's symmetrical. There we go. I think I'm gonna put my little heart on the tree. There we go. All right, so there are several ways to cut leaves out for your Leaf Man tree. Now your goal today, first grade, is to make leaves to cover your branches. We want lots of leaves, lots more than Mrs. Pittenger has here, okay? And then you can put some along the ground as well. You're going to be working the whole time to fill in your tree with lots and lots of leaves, okay? Lots and lots. When you're done cutting out your leaves, we're going to go ahead and use a liquid glue. You will twist so that we get that little gap right there, okay? And then because this glue has been pointed down, the glue is already down here. It's ready to go. You should not have to give it very much of a squeeze at all. We do a little dot and press it down. A little dot and press it down. Okay, so our leaves, we're using glue bottles. Our tree trunk, we're using glue stick, and our leaves will be glued on with the liquid glue bottles. I shouldn't have any glue popping out the sides like I did right there. That means you're using too much glue, okay? When we're done today, we'll be putting these on the drying rack to dry. That way, in case there is any glue sticking out, it won't stick to somebody else's paper. Got it? Now, when you're done with your glue bottle, make sure you twist the top orange lid, wipe off the top, and put it back in its holder. Okay, art friends, I'll let you get started on your artwork. Make sure you do your very best work today for our guest teacher, and I'll see you later.